Hi, I'm Brian O'Rourke. Welcome back to another episode of the Modern Salon Experience Behind the Scenes. Again, I'm joined by Michele Pelafas, our partner in creating this experience. And Michele, now let's move into what's really important for any full-service salon, which is the manicure-pedicure area. So talk to me a little bit about trends here, again, touching on retail opportunities, safety, ventilation, things like that.
Well, Brian, the manicure and pedicure department have absolutely evolved over the last 10 years. We were sort of on the forefront of that because as we came out with our furniture line, we wanted to bring this idea of hospitality and comfort to the mani and pedi areas without sacrificing the quality and the function. So that's sort of something that we are very much on the forefront in. What we're very much seeing today is this idea of hospitality, and at the same time having a bench such as this, but with fabrics that have a krypton barrier to them and that are moisture resistant and stain resistant so that they're easy to clean and maintain. I'd say that's probably one of the biggest trends is we're still seeing that level of comfort. I don't know if you remember the old-fashioned thrones, right? From days gone by, and but today we're seeing less and less of jetted sinks. So one of the biggest trends is we're seeing pedicure sinks that are jetless, more of a foot soak, so that they're easy to clean, easy to maintain. I'd say probably about 80% of pedicure units today are jetless.
Interesting.
And so that's
well,
a huge
and you
trend.
can see from our example here, more of the vessel style. And I would imagine being jetless, it opens up more design opportunities too.
It does. Here we're seeing a porcelain sink that's going to last forever, when you think about porcelain, but it adds a beauty and a simplicity to it. And there is something to that in terms of maintenance. There's a beauty to simplicity. There's a beauty to low maintenance. And I think that today's consumer is looking for that as well.
Now, what's important to look for in furniture where the actual services are being performed in terms of surface tops? It has to be able to be stain-proof, and you mentioned sanitation, and there's filing and things like that. What should they look for?
All commercial grade materials and finishes for sure. Laminate is still one of the most resistant materials to water and staining, and so that's probably one of the most widely used materials in the industry. And today they make such beautiful textures that resemble wood, and you'll see in our design department where we have our boards of laminates, but at the same time we do quartz, we do solid surface, so we're seeing these harder surfaces as well that adds that extra layer of beauty if cost allows. And so that's a big part of what we're seeing, as well as ventilation plays a big role, and that just started maybe 3-4 years ago, of this idea of integrated ventilation that has to be at the pedicure station, at the manicure table. And so now what we're doing is we're integrating ventilation plates and chases within the unit so they can easily vent them during installation.
Makes sense. Now, again, we see retail, as mentioned before, prominently displaying products. How important is retail in this area? How many things are people actually taking home versus wet lines and things like that?
Well, you have a captive audience. This is one of the areas where, it's different than when you're doing hair and you're engaged in the mirror, and it's much more one-on-one. When you're having a manicure and pedicure, you're just sort of chill, laid back, and so you've got a captive audience. This is a perfect way to promote products. A lot of what we see is through television and audiovisual, and so we're seeing these artful graphics that are promoting products, but at the same time they're creating this feeling of tranquility and well-being. And it's a great way to promote products, but done in an artful manner.
Love it. Okay, great.